everybody. How are you? If you're here with me, say hello. I hope you've been having a blast crafting all day long. I know I have. I've been making lots of good stuff. So I'm super excited to paint with you. Let me lift up. Hi, Carol. So this is what we're going to be making tonight. Hi, Crystal. Super excited to make this guy here. Just wanted to say hello before I switch my camera to the overhead view. If this is your first time going live with somebody using StreamYard, you do have to give StreamYard permission first. So if you open a new tab, StreamYard.com/Facebook, and just give StreamYard permission, it will let me see your comments. Otherwise, I can't see what you're saying. But I see Carol and Crystal. Hi, Deb. Yay, I'm so glad everybody's here. Okay. Well, I just wanted to say hello. My name is Tara. I'm with Painted Cicada. I'm a mixed media artist and art journaler. So if we've not met before, that's a little bit about me. Hi, Anne. Oh, it's so nice to see everybody. All right, I am going to go ahead and let me turn this goofy banner off. All right, I'm going to switch over to the overhead view here because y'all didn't come here to see my face. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Carol. Uh-oh, Deb's about to do a giveaway. I hope everybody signed up for that giveaway. All right. So this is what we have here. And we're going to create this guy on a paver stone here. So if you don't have a paver stone, feel free to paint with me just on a canvas or a piece of paper. These guys are lots of fun. These paver stones are about $1.50 at Lowe's and Home Depot. They probably vary depending on the area. But I love them. They're super heavy, which is kind of not fun. But they're really durable and they're cute to put outside. So let's go ahead and make this. So we only have an hour together. Oh, so many hellos. Hi, Pam. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Brenda. Oh, Brenda from Canada. All right, I'm going to, I'll put up the StreamYard information one more time, just so I can see your comments. It's StreamYard.com/Facebook. If you just open that up in another tab, it will ask you to give it permission. But anywho, let's get started. Let's do the good stuff. Okay, so because we're limited to an hour, I am just going to paint the front portion, but I do have mine painted all the way, well, almost all the way around. It just steals the rock, but you can do that after the fact. So yeah, these paver stones, this here cost me about $1.50. They're $1.50 each, and I'm sure they vary from store to store, and they vary probably based on where you are, but they're pretty inexpensive. And there's a whole bunch of different kinds of these paver stones. So this one's a little curved. They have some that are straight, and then they have individual stones. So you could even do, individuals of these guys. They don't have to be all together. So definitely, make it your own, do your own thing, whatever works for you. But I'm going to start working on my ghost here. I'm just going to go left to right. And I'm going to start with some white paint. Yes, Deb, these make great gifts. I actually, I do craft fairs occasionally just to make some extra money. To kind of keep my art business going strong sometimes. I need a little boost. And these are kind of a pain in the neck to lug back and forth, but they sell really well because people love holiday stuff. And you can change them up. Like, so for Easter, I do eggs and a chick in the middle. You could do Christmas. I mean, you could change these. Really, anything you can paint on a canvas, you can paint on a rock. I am just using regular white acrylic paint. They make outdoor versions of acrylic paint. Usually I just use regular acrylic because I have it. I don't splurge on the extra money, but I do make sure that I go nice and thick with it. So we're just putting some white down, and right here where my edges, I'm just going to make a straight line. And, ooh, see, I feel so rushed when I start doing these. I need to take a deep breath. Everybody tell me to take a deep breath. All right, we got plenty of time. I don't know why I feel rushed. Okay. So these paver stones are, they're not real absorbent, but they have lots of nooks and crannies. So they will use a lot of paint. So just take your time and go nice and thick with the paint to get in all those nooks and crannies. And there's no tracer for this, but I'm going to walk you through how to make all these cute little faces. It's really easy. They're just a lot of basic shapes, so we'll just do those together. They're super simple. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Chris. Thank you. Hi, Julie. Yes, this is just, I'm just using Deco Art Americana. They do make outdoor acrylic. I didn't splurge for that, but that's another option. Ugh, look at this giant paint booger. Gross. It's time for me to get some new paint. Yes, this is just regular old Americana. Deco Art, or this is Deco Art. You could use Folk Art, any brand. Really, acrylic paint is just a polymer. So when it dries, it kind of turns, just like latex, it kind of turns into that plasticky polymer there. So it's going to seal your rock no matter what you use. There's some that are made for ceramic and some that are made for outdoors, and I don't know what kind of fancy stuff they put in it, but from experience, this seems to hold up pretty good for me. Yes, Linda, I like scary Halloween, but I like cute Halloween so much better. I was never into like gore Halloween, like crazy scary. Like I like werewolves and stuff, but I like the cute stuff. I like to go cute. And the older I get, the more I like cute stuff. But I was never one to go like crazy scary. Uh-oh, y'all. Deb is sending out free stuff. She's doing a prize. Make sure you get on those text alerts. I am so glad all you guys are on here. It makes me happy to see everybody saying hello. Uh-oh, Michelle, which link is not working? Is it my link or Deb's link? Yes, you could totally do Santa, Mrs. Claus, reindeer, elves. Oh my gosh, that link's not working. That's not good. Oh, it's just 3 W's. Did I put 4? If I put 4, I'm a ding-a-ling. I hope I didn't put 4. It's just www. That was probably a big fat typo. Let me see if I can find it. It's hard to do all this one. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Tracy. Oh, you have a snowman face one? I would love to see it. Oh, yeah. There's my link. Edit post. It's just 3 W's. I fat fingered that baby. Sorry about that. It said the link's not working. My website is paintedcicada.com. You don't even need the W's. Julie, you get registered for free stuff by signing up for Deb's text alerts, and we've got a lot of conversation going on, but I'm sure she'll post it because she's going to give up a freebie. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Marlene. All right, next I'm going to do Frankie's green back here. Hauser light green is one of my favorite greens. So I'm going to leave the pumpkin for now, and I'm going to do Frankie with my Hauser light green. Hi, Marlene from South Carolina. I love South Carolina. I have kind of extended family out that way. My ex-husband's family is all from South Carolina, and even though we're divorced, I kept the family. I love to go see them. All right, if y'all are trying to do StreamYard, don't worry about StreamYard. Just hang out and have fun. I've got y'all pulled up on my tablet so I can see you either way. No worries about the StreamYard. I think everybody in the group can see you. So don't stress about the little things. Let's just paint and have fun. Sign up for Deb's freebie because everybody likes free stuff. Ooh, California. I have never been to California. It's on my to-do list. I would really love to see the giant redwoods. And I've never been to the West Coast beaches, so I would love to do that one day. So I'm just laying down a nice thick layer of green. Got a nice thick layer of white over here. The colors that I picked, I just picked colors that I like. You can totally shake these up if you like brighter, more subdued, or even pastel. I think Michael's has got kind of like a pink and pastel Halloween section that they're putting up. So do whatever you like. Hi, Latonda. Oh my gosh, so many people from California. Well, if I ever end up in California, I'll have to look up all my crafters here. But for now, I'm stuck in Ohio. All right, I like to get just a nice thick coat down first. Next, I'm going to do Le Pumpkin. the jack-o'-lantern. So for the jack-o'-lantern, what I like to do is have a nice bright orange, and then I like to have kind of a darker orange. So maybe like a brownish orange. I'm going to do persimmon. So I've got bright orange and persimmon. But of course, you can always do, you know, any light or dark orange works. But for the background here, I'm going to do light. And you'll see, so this pumpkin, I'm just going to follow this shape. I'm just kind of sketching it on there, but I'm just going to go right over the corner of that white a little bit. And you can make, you know, the paver stones sometimes are different shapes. So if you've got one that's more wide than it is tall, then you're going to have a fatter pumpkin. If you've got one that's a little taller than it is wide, you're going to have a narrower pumpkin. That's okay, because pumpkins go in all different shapes. I like the ones that grow in really weird shapes, actually. I'm one of those people that buy the bumpy, warty pumpkins. Does anybody else like the pumpkins with the warts? Oh, Michelle, your daughter's in Cleveland? I'm up that way a lot. Ohio's not all that big. It's about 4 hours tall and 3 hours wide, 3 or 4 hours wide, depending on where you are. And I like to travel. So a few of you like the warts, that's good. I thought everybody was going to be like, ew, no. My kids think I'm crazy when we go to pick out pumpkins. They're like, that's so gross. I think they're cool. And even better, I like the ones that are like, have some green on them. They're like warty and green. That's Texas for you, right? You're in Texas, right, Deb? Yes, white pumpkins. I like anything that's just a little unusual, you know, like I think sometimes just that I think there's so many pretty things in nature. You know, like nature's not perfect. It's crooked and uneven and sideways and warty, and I just think it's so pretty just to appreciate the randomness and the beauty. Nature has no filters. Ah, she's a Buckeye. Very cool. I'm down in the Cincinnati area, so I'm down in the bottom, which is kind of fun because I'm really close to Kentucky. I'm actually where I live. I am less than 3 minutes away from Indiana and less than 5 minutes away from Kentucky. So all right, so let me just cover up this big orange streak I smudged on there. Okay, so we get our base layer down, white, orange, green, and we're just going to start layering up little by little. I'm going to start with the white. It's okay if the underneath is a little wet because I'm going to start adding some little fun gray areas, and we'll do the black last. And so thanks to my paint booger, I've got 9 1,000 gallons of white, and I'm just going to pour a little bit of black out here too. There we go. And I am going to mix my own gray. You can use a gray from the bottle. I'm just using this because I've got so much of it out there. So y'all are going to laugh at me. Let me show you real quick what I'm working with. I've got this giant paint bucket. It's literally like one of those gallon paint buckets. I had a cute little ceramic water container, and I cracked it and broke it. So I got this crazy bucket of paint. All right, so I'm going to mix up just a medium shade of gray. I don't want it to be too light, but I don't want it to be on the black side either. So just a nice medium. All right, and what I'm going to do, I've got a flat paint brush. You can use a round, but right here, right about center, I'm going to make just kind of a rectangular shape for my nose. Susan, I can see your comments. You're not blocked. I think I don't know why it says you're blocked. I can see you just fine. All right, so I'm just taking this gray and I'm making a square here. I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to add a little white to it. And I'm just going to pull this gray inward with the white on my brush and just blend it into that white area a little bit. And that just softens it up. Yeah, Susan, maybe if we've just been commenting a lot today, because I don't know if you've been on all day like I have. Maybe that's why Facebook just thinks we're being crazy. All right, so I've just got a little liner brush, a little round. And so I'm going to make the smile. Now, these are all just, this is just my sample. You can change this up. You can have any kind of smile you want. So, maybe for this guy, I'm just going to give him just a goofy little smirk. And sometimes you have to do it more than once just because we're painting on texture. And then I'm going to give him some little eyebrows up here, and I'm going to do the eyebrows before I do the eyes just because I'm working with the gray. Wherever they end up is where they end up. That's how it goes. I don't like to overthink things. I really like to just have fun with my crafts. All right. I want to add a little pink on this guy's cheeks. Just a little to whimsy him up a little bit. I need to open my pink. I didn't open my pink. All right, so the way I do this and have it blend in is I'm going to take some white on my brush, and right where I want that pink to blend in, I'm just going to put some white on there so that it's nice and wet, and then just dip my brush in. I just want a tiny bit, And then I'm just going to swirl it around until I get the pink that I like. Whoop. Put too much on there. That's all right. This ghost, she went a little cuckoo with her makeup. She's going out on the town. She really wanted to dress up. Oh, on camera it doesn't look that bad. All right, so y'all think I'm crazy. I'm just making this stuff up. In person, it's a lot brighter than my sample, but that's okay. So by adding the white on there first, it just it allows it to kind of blend out a little bit and not be just a clear circle. So let me lift it up closer to the camera just so you can see what I'm talking about with that pink. So I put white first and then I blended the pink right into it. And then for this eye shape, all right, for the eyes, I'm just going to use nice big fat round brush. And when I use my round brushes, I really just use the tips. So I go very lightly. And these eyes are kind of like candy corns. So I'm going to start like up here, right? And then you're just going to kind of turn it into a triangle. And you're just going to round those edges. So they're just like little round edged candy corns. And the fun thing about this is these little characters are kind of whimsical. So if they're not the same, if they're not perfectly even, it doesn't matter. Like this one's different from that one, and they still end up cute. And I'll be honest with you, I teach a lot of art classes, and every time I make a painting, I always change it up. It's always different. What's the fun in doing the same thing over and over? Totally cool to make it your own. Oh no, Latonda, if you're frozen, try refreshing. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here. Refresh if you need to. All right, well, I've got my black out and my round brush. I'm going to do Frankie's hair. Again, these are just some basic shapes. So I'm going to start with his hairline, and then I can just fill in the top. So we're just going to give him some pointy bangs because he needs a haircut. And they're just kind of like teeth shaped, like think fangs or like triangles. So I'm just painting some triangles on there, and then I can just come through and fill in the top. And then I just fill all that in black. Easy peasy. Thank you, Susan. These are super fun. It reminds me of in the 90s, I did a whole lot of the like decorative painting and craft fairs and like a lot of these whimsical type things. I really liked it. It's relaxing, isn't it, Michelle? Marty, I'm glad you like them. I hope you can make some. All right, well, I've got my black out. I'm going to give him some candy corn eyes as well. I'm switching the eyes. I made the ghost's eyes like Frankie's eyes and Frank's eyes like the ghost's eyes. And that's okay, because I do what I want. I don't have no rules. There's no rules in art. All right. And then I've got my little bat. So I like to put the black on my bat first. Yes, Crystal. That's the best part about groups like this is being inspired by everybody else. I know it, I'm in here as a presenter, but my favorite thing is to get inspiration from everybody. All right, so if you're wondering how to make this little bat, I'm going to draw it first just so you know what I'm up to. So the bat, first we're going to give him some bat ears, right? So you want to make like a little curve there. And then down at the bottom, he gets a point for his little bat belly. And then he comes out with some cheeks on the side. So this is the main shape there. Curve at the top, point in the middle, rounded by his cheeks. And then we're going to do here at the bottom is 3 points. So I'm going to mark 1. And they're going to be far away because his wings spread out pretty far. 1, 2, 3. All right. So where there's points, you're just going to, make little loops. And then connect that last one with a straight line. And then the top one is easy. It's just a big semicircle. So over here again, we're not doing his whole wing, but he's got a little loop there and then up like his wings going on that side. So that's our bat shape. So many comments. If I'm not keeping up, I apologize. All right, so I'm just going to fill this guy in with black. And I do come back a little bit later and add in some gray. But right now, putting in some black. I like to work with the colors that I have out when I have them out. That gives other things time to dry and all that good stuff. All right. Last but not least, Frankie needs a mouth. So I'm going to do his lips with a thin brush, a thin round. Oops, thin round. And I like to make him kind of crooked. I do too, Susan. That's funny. I probably swish a lot extra. I probably don't need to be doing all that, but I'm a swisher. All right, so that's it for the black. Let that black dry a little bit, and I'm going to add some of the green touches onto Frankie here. So I'm going to get a dark green, like a pine green. This is black forest green. Any dark green will work. And so this will be for his nose and then his little X's by his mouth there. So I'm just going to add those little X's right by the end of his mouth. And that shows up darker on camera, but it's definitely green and not black. And then I'm going to do another rectangular nose here, kind of a rounded rectangle. Oops. Oh, Julie, if you paint it with the grandkids, definitely post a picture. That's going to be so cute. Now these guys look like they're hard to make, but they're actually super easy. And the funnest thing is, like, you can change it up. Nobody says that Frankie has to have a rectangle nose, right? Like, he could totally have a jack-o'-lantern nose, or, you know, whatever. Same thing with the ghost. All right, so I'm just going to dip this in a little bit of white while this nose is wet. And I'm going to add and mix in. I'm going to blend while it's wet and just make that green a little lighter. And I used a different green than I did for my sample there. This green that I used was more like a Christmas green. This one's a little darker. That's okay, just shaking it up. All right, well, I've got my greens out. Let me think here. Ooh, I need to add some. Moving on. All right, so I used my bright orange, and now I'm going to get some of this dark orange. I think this is, yeah, this is called persimmon. It's just kind of like a spicy orange. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my bright orange and my persimmon, and I'm just going to add, because you can see through this a little bit, I'm going to add some more orange on there. Just to get the paint wet and blendable. I don't like that I can see the red brick through it, so you may not need to do this. But I'm definitely putting these guys outside, so. All right. So I'm just going to get some of this persimmon, this dark orange, and I'm going to make some lines. And I don't need these to be real strong. I'm always going to start like with my center section of the pumpkin here. And then I'm just going to add some on the outside. I go quickly. I'm not too worried about this pumpkin being perfect. This just kind of makes it look more pumpkin-y, you know. Oh, I'm swishing so crazy. My water's going everywhere. Swish, swish. Yay, Susan, if you paint it, definitely post a picture. I can't wait to see how it turns out. There's so many different ways, so many different characters you can make this. All right, well, I got my green out here. My light green, the same color that I did Frankie's skin. I'm going to come back through here and I'm going to add this leaf on my pumpkin. He needs a leaf because he doesn't have a stem. There's nowhere to put a stem, so we got to add a little something something up at the top. And my orange is wet. That's okay. I just blend that baby in and keep adding more color on top. When I get my green where I like it, I'm going to come back through with some of this dark green. And it's wet. I don't care. I'm just going to add a little swish. And then I'm going to come back through, get some white, and I can add a little swish maybe on the other side. That just gives it a little character there. And I'm going to do the same thing now for the eyes. So I've got my big round here. I'm just going to dip the tip right in paint. And these are kind of wet, and that's okay. It's still going to work. So for these eyes, I've got a little dot at the top. And then a swish at the bottom. And as long as I just do one quick swish, it doesn't matter if that black is wet or dry. It's if you go back and forth that it starts to mix and blend. Yay, Donna, I can't wait to see it. I hope you do try it. And then do the same thing over here for Frankie. Dot at the top. I am kind of bouncing around, and part of that is just because I'm using specific colors and that kind of thing. All right. Now let's give Frankie some teeth. I like having him some awkward teeth. I just make two little rectangles once my green is dry. And while I was working on these two, my orange is dry in there. So that's why it's helpful to kind of just bounce around. And I wasn't too worried about making his teeth perfect because he's a monster, so I figured they'd be kind of kooky. Speaking of monsters, just out of curiosity, what is your favorite Halloween monster? Is it a ghost, a Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein? Oh my gosh, there's my dogs. Oof. I don't know if you can hear them. Let me show you this guy, this tough guy here. This is Thomas Magnum. He's a big baby, but he's got a big bark. Oh, Casper, I love Casper. I used to watch Casper all the time when I was a kid. I also like cute vampires. As long as it's cute, I pretty much like anything. I was never one to do really scary stuff, but I like witches and crows and thanks everybody. He thinks he's handsome. He's rotten, I'll tell you that. I can't keep him out of my life, so I figure I might as well just introduce him. I don't know what he's barking at. All right, so now I'm going to add the face on my jack-o'-lantern, and of course, you can make whatever face you like on your jack-o'-lantern, but I'm going to do those same candy corn eyes. I'm just using, I think this is yellow ochre. You can use any color yellow that you like. I had this out from one of the earlier lessons I was participating in today. There were so many. My husband came home from work today and I said, nope, art day. Oh, I've never seen Hotel Transylvania. I heard it was really cute though. So I do the eyes just a little different with the jack-o'-lantern. I do yellow for the background, or well, actually all of the facial features. I do yellow, and then I come back through with orange and kind of highlight. All three. Maybe we'll have a movie marathon with the kids, a Hotel Transylvania movie marathon. All right, so for the mouth here, I find it easier when you do the mouth, and this is just me personally. I like to do the teeth first and then work around the rest. So I'm going to put a tooth there and then a tooth here. That way I know where my teeth is going, and then I make my corner. And then I kind of know where to connect it. So like I know the top has to curve around here. And just fill all this in. And then when we add touches of orange, that's what's going to make it look like it's got depth. And this yellow is not nearly as bright as this yellow. I like the brighter yellow. But I can always go over it later. Or even like gold would be kind of fun, like a metallic or something. Oh, I see you, Deb. I see your comment. Wonder what's up with the comments. I wonder if we're just participating too much today. I didn't think there was such thing as too much participation. Yay, Dawn, you won the Happy Mail. Congratulations. I love free stuff. Winning is the best. Woohoo. All right, so now I've got this yellow down, and what I want to do is just take some of this orange. Oops, I've already got some out. I'll just use this. And then I've got a nice thin brush, and then I'm going to add kind of just a shadow here at the bottom, just a line. And adding this line is what kind of gives it the appearance of depth there. Some of it kind of blends in, but that's okay. My yellow was wet. It just kind of blended a little bit. And then I do like to add touches of white as well. So I'll add the little dots at the top, just like I did with my other guys. Thank you, Christy. Thanks, everybody. You guys are so supportive. It's so nice. I'll put a little white in there too. Whoop. A little white at the top of his grin. And then I did forget the little swoops around Frankie. So he needs some white. And then, oh my gosh, Eddie, come here. See, there goes my other dog. I got dog problems. This is Eddie. Yeah, you don't, come here. You don't need to say hi. You don't have to say hi to everybody. Why you got sub arcs? I just want to give Frankie maybe some little, oh my gosh. I'm gonna mute for a second because he's gonna be too noisy. Okay. All right, my husband stole him, so he won't bark anymore. So I'm giving Frankie just little eyelashes on the side there. And that's it, except for my bat. And really, I just do the same face on my bat. He's rotten. He's my little rotten Eddie. We just did, we got our Eddie from the animal shelter maybe 7 years ago, 6 years ago. I'm mixing up some gray for my bat, just a mid-tone gray. We just did a DNA test on him to see what he was. And he is literally a mix of like, it was literally 8 different dogs. It was boxer. He doesn't look like a boxer at all. It was collie. He doesn't look like a collie. It was beagle, Labrador retriever. I don't even remember them all. I don't know, all kinds of goofy stuff. Hi, Faith. I'm in Ohio too. I'm so glad you're joining us. So I'm just adding some gray on the inside of this bat here. We're cutting it a little close on time. So I'm going to tell you, okay, the bat face is the exact same as the other faces. You just give them a little nose and the same little teardrop eyes. And then I like to just re-outline him with a real thin pen. So I'm going to tell you how I finish this. So this one here, what I like to make sure I do is paint the entire stone. So when you're done, paint the whole thing. So over here next to my pumpkin and next to my Frankie, I've got little sections where the red pokes through the brick. So I just paint those black. All right, and then you can do the outside of the stone. I mean, you can do the whole thing, just one solid color. But I like to paint the whole stone so it seals it in. And then I do encourage you, if you've got clear spray paint or like a gloss varnish or something like that, seal it if you want to, and that will protect it. But that's basically it. So I'm sorry I ran out of time, but my little bat, it's the same face. Same face as all the rest. So I hope if you participate, if you painted with me, or if you're going to paint later or paint on the replay, I hope you post it in the group. That's like the best part, is seeing what everybody makes. I'm super excited that you guys joined me tonight. Thank you so much for keeping me company. Thank you for all the comments. Up next, I think, is it Debbie? I think it's Debbie, and she's got a witch lesson for us. It's going to be super fun. So don't go anywhere. Just refresh in the group. And if you love painting, check out the discount coupon code that I posted in this post if you want to take one of my classes just for this Halloween event. I've got a coupon code for you. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. Let me switch my camera so I can say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining me. Mwah, mwah. I cannot wait to keep crafting with you. So I'll be back with you in just a few minutes to watch Debbie. And I think we've got Christy and Sarah as well. So have a good night, everybody. Can't wait to keep crafting.